Hello. In this video, I will be discussing the different models of blended learning. Blended learning is basically referred to as a hybrid type of learning. It's a hybrid learning which actually you said it combines traditional face-to-face classroom instruction with online learning. It to introduce this different learning model because this will help us understand on what kind of model that we should integrate in our classroom. The first one is the so-called station rotation model. The station rotation model allows students to rotate through stations on a fixed schedule where at least one of the stations is an online learning station. And this model is most common in elementary schools because teachers are already familiar rotating in centers or stations. Another is we can try lab rotation model. What is a lab rotation model? A lab rotation model, like a station rotation, allows students to rotate through stations on a fixed schedule. However, in this case, online learning occurs in a dedicated computer lab. This model allows for flexible scheduling arrangements with teachers and other paraprofessionals and enables schools to make use of existing laboratories. If you can see, these are the teachers, this is the teacher, and the teacher. And if you can see, this is face-to-face part, while the direct instruction is done either online or not online based on rotational schedule. And this is also most effective if you have a lot of working spaces. Take note that in the limited face-to-face, we have to retrofit our classroom enough to accommodate, not defined as a group or a congregation in a certain activity. Another model that you can also explore is the individual rotation model. Individual rotation model allows students to rotate through stations both on individual schedules set by teacher or the software algorithm. Never mind the software algorithm, but there are tools actually that can reassign or assign students. Unlike other rotation models, students do not necessarily rotate to every station, and they rotate only to the activities scheduled on their playlist. We have to evaluate, is this applicable in the limited face-to-face? Is this applicable in the COVID time? No, this is considered as a disruptive kind of model because this is most divergent from traditional classroom, and it can help to experiment with this design when a student's current alternative to learning is is nothing at all. So in other words, literature also urge that educators to launch this kind of model in untested subjects or courses otherwise not on offering at your school, especially for general education and the most established courses or subjects. Next is the flipped classroom. So I guess we are familiar, especially at Seliman University, you are familiar into this because our ODL, one of our framework in our ODL, strategy is on the flipped classroom. The flipped classroom, the traditional relationship between class time and homework. Students learn at home via online course and lectures, and teachers use class time for teacher guide practice or project. And usually this model enables us or teachers to use class time for more than delivering traditional lecture. So all the lectures, all the lower thinking skill type of activity are done at home, no, while the face-to-face are done for face-to-face activities are reserved for knowledge deepening discussions, and some follow-ups of among our students. Another model is, which is also popular in the blended learning, is the so-called flex. In the diagram, the flex model lets students move on fluid schedules among learning activities according to their needs. According to their needs. Online learning is the backbone of this kind of model, meaning yung pinaka-majority of your activities are done online. Teachers provide support and instruction on a flexible as needed basis while students work through course curriculum and content. And this model can give students a high degree of control over their learning. So that is the flex model. Again, according to their needs. It's not class-based in nature, but there is class-based plus self-paced type of instruction. Are we ready into this? Like in our LMS, are we integrating personalized learning strategy? No, because that is part of the flex model. Um, According to research that I read, flex model, there was a study yielded a positive gain in the student progress, both summative and formative level. Why? Because the positive indicator into this is students are allowed to go on to the next level according to his or her needs. No, so this is a very good model also when we integrate or when we follow blended learning. But it requires a lot of preparations. It requires a lot of ready-made materials, ready-made assessment. Because what if in a group of 20 students, five of them will escalate like 2 times faster than the majority? Are you allowing them to go on to the next learning outcome? Things like those. That is flex type of blended learning. The other one is sounds funny. It's actually a la carte. The a la carte model enables students to take an online course with an online teacher of record in addition to other face-to-face courses, which often provide students with more flexibility over their schedules. A la carte model courses can be a great option when schools cannot provide particular learning opportunities such as elective or some other advanced placement or elective courses, making it one or more popular models in blended high schools. And the a la carte model is also used especially for again for just for um, majority according to study more into the elective courses. But why not, if we are going if we think that that is also applicable in our institution based on the resources and based on the available technologies that we have, why not? Okay. Then we also have the so-called Enrich Virtual. Enrich Virtual model is an alternative to full-time online school that allows students to complete the majority of coursework online at home or outside the school, but attend school for required face-to-face learning sessions with a teacher. Unlike with the flipped classroom, Enrich Virtual programs usually don't require daily attendance. Such programs may only require twice weekly attendance, for example. Why? Because these are options also for students who cannot come to class on face-to-face, which is more or less similar to the limited face-to-face that we are imagining.